Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Minecraft. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We are going to be talking about how you can become a better builder and come up with something cool like this big old castle here, or looking over at the entire vineyard down there below along the lakeside. And I wanted to focus this one on common building mistakes that I see people making all the time. They're like, how can I improve my builds? How can I get better at building in Minecraft? How can I build more stuff like you? Well, don't do these things. But here we're going to talk about how to fix them. The first thing I see many builders struggle with in Minecraft is adding depth into their build. A lot of people prefer to make, because it's a lot easier, just a giant box and add a roof to the top of it, like you're seeing us doing here with all of this oak wood. A lot of people just like to do this, border off the top of it, and just call it good. We're going to talk about a few simple things that you can do to make a house like this without completely changing it. You don't need to tear it down. There's a great many things we can do for it. How to make something like this look a heck of a lot better, because there's so many little things that we can do. For example, for starters, we can come through here and just add in a trim to the roof. If you just go ahead and add an extra block sticking out of the side for your roof bit, it'll look a heck of a lot better. And a quick way to add some flair and some detail is on the top, where we're adding that pointy sticky out bit on the peak of the roof is a great way to add some extra love in here. Then what I like doing for the insides of these roofs, instead of just doing the stairs going all the way up to the top, you can give it a lot more love by adding in the bottom stair being flat out to the side. Then the roof is still a little flat. So what if we add some small windows to it? Simply breaking it up, putting one on that side, then come on over here so it's not the exact clone. We can just add two on this side and it works really well. That's just putting a slab down below. Glass panes now connect to stairs, and then you just put a slab on top and it works out great. I absolutely love that one. Then finally, add some logs to the corner of the house. It'll help a lot. Number two, coming over here, is a really good one that I see a lot of people do. And that is adding giant freaking windows everywhere around your entire build. And also, people love to build with a lot of just plain cobblestone. We can quickly make this look more like a castle than anything. But coming in here, we're going to add our doorway, which is only 2 blocks tall. And then people take like 60% of the wall of the house to make a giant window out of it. It looks cool from the inside because you can see everything out. But from the outside, it looks kind of dumb. Then if we just finish this off with cobblestone on top, it looks like a really boring, gross box. But there's a few small things we can do to actually help this feel like a completed house, or maybe like a small tower or keep or something like that. And that is simply breaking your windows into smaller bits. You'll see on this side, we're going to make some 3 tall windows, and then on this side, instead of having them all be the same, these ones are going to be coming down to 3 2 tall windows. So it's the same amount of glass on each side, but it's just broken up into more or less windows, and that'll help you out a lot. Then turning this into a small keep instead of just a cobblestone box is border it with some stone brick, bring some stairs on top and create like a little crown type thing on the top, and add some walls onto the corner, and bam, instantly you got a little keep. Then to get rid of all of that gray that we have in here, let's just change that ceiling out for some spruce, and it'll help a lot. Even though it's flat, looks good. Third one here is going too much into the detail side. Last time we talked about having too little detail with everything being cobblestone. Now let's talk about adding in too much detail. A lot of the houses that you see people building start out a little something like this, which looks fine. You have enough detail adding in there with just a little bit of moss stone, and then people come through here like crazy and add in stairs and things all over the place and just make it so messy. And the floor itself right here, the floor is tiny. It doesn't need to have this much broken up stuff in it, but people do this all the time. Just take a break, chill, it looks fine. Smooth isn't bad. Then coming up here to the second floor, you kind of see people continuing this, and it works great if you're trying to make a spooky Halloween house or something that's ruined and broken down. But when you're trying to make something that is livable where you're living in right now, it just feels a little too rugged in my opinion. So I like to smooth that out and just add some extra life into it. So you'll see right here, like we got that flat roof, and then people come over to the side and just go crazy adding in a bunch of stairs like this throughout the entire area. A few is acceptable, but this way this house just looks utterly destroyed. Then even more, you come in and adding more barricading in here with a bunch of ladders all over the place. Can still tend to be a lot of extra stuff. So what I like to do is everywhere, if you try and do this, if you want to do it yourself, just get rid of the stairs, add in some strip spruce log in this case, because it would go well with the spruce wood that we have, and even out those ladders so that they're just sitting along the top, and instantly it looks a lot cooler. Then on this base player where we had the stairs in there for the cobblestone section, you can either just turn those back into the full blocks themselves or bring in a new block like andesite, and then you get a bit of a gradient going on and mixes it up even more and can look pretty cool. And cobblestone, I know we all love it. We all love cobblestone. It's the easiest resource to work with inside of the game. It's everywhere. You can get a bunch of it super easily. Everybody wants to use more and more cobblestone. Just keep piling it up. Just keep building with it, and it's going to be great. In the end, the cobblestone won't matter at all, and it's just going to look perfect, and all there will be left is cobblestone. Like this. Kind of gross. Not really what we want to be doing. What you can do, however, is if you need to make a giant wall that's just out of cobblestone, is start working with a gradient. This is where we start with a darker block on the bottom, and we work up to a lighter block on the top. In this case, we have mossy stone at the bottom, bringing in some andesite, and finally topping it off with some stone. And it looks great. It looks so smoothed out. And now just compare these two sides of it. We have the right side, which we fixed up and made a lot better, and the left side, which is just that cobblestone. That's like screaming alpha Minecraft to me. Now, our final one, I think you all know what I'm talking about here for this guy. I don't know if you can get the idea of what this might be talking about. I don't know, it's still a little iffy on this. Maybe somebody can point it out to me in the comments below what we're trying to look at here. I still don't know if I'm trying to get this point across enough. This one is, make your terrain or your build fit to the terrain around here. So in this case, you can either extend it all the way down and add some cobblestone to the base, or what I prefer to do is just bringing a bunch of grass around the side, and even that's not quite enough. After we brought the grass around the side, you can make your build look a lot more in touch with the landscape and not so artificial by adding some shrubberies. Everybody needs a good shrubbery. So just adding some oak leaves around like this can really sell your build. Did you know you only have to be this tall to walk through a door in Minecraft? And including this right here. You can see we can just walk right through the door. You can get right in there. We do not need to build giant things like this that are totally outside of the scale of your Minecraft character. You can just have these giant doorways, and then your door is only gonna be this big. If you're getting burnt out on the game and you find yourself kind of getting stuck, try maybe shrinking your projects to something Minecraft player size, like that house over there, instead of these big massive things. The next tip is, if you do want to build those massive ones, I know going a little bit back on what we were saying last times, is don't do this, where everything is just completely randomized going out throughout the entire area. It just doesn't make sense. If you want to give a giant looming presence to it and make it feel really huge, work with a gradient. Something like this can be perfect for what you need to do. As you can see, we have andesite, we have cobblestone, we got mossy stone at the bottom here, working up into adding some stone in here, and then filtering out that mossy stone and getting rid of it. One thing we could have done is at the top right up there, getting rid of all that cobblestone as well, and that would clean it up a lot. A little bit like that. Minecraft cakes, one of the best things in the entire game. So many delicious layers. So enticing, a great source of food, overall great item. Cake houses, on the other hand, not so much of that great item. I call these cake houses because they're built in layers. Like ogres, they have plenty of layers to them. And we're kind of working from the cobblestone to the glass, to the spruce, to the cobblestone, to the glass, to the spruce. And it just keeps going on and on and on, and it's very boring. There are a few things we can do to fix this one up. For example, border your door. And the next thing would be, instead of having these full glass ones, bring in some glass panes. Simply bring in glass panes right like this. You'll see on the front here, adds a bunch of a sense of depth to everything we have going on, because it's not just all that flat block, because these don't occupy the entire block space. Instantly feels a heck of a lot better on here, because you can see that little bit of a divot right in there where it cuts into the block. That helps a heck of a lot. If you are a big fan of this type of house and you want to keep going forward with it, go right ahead. Maybe add something like right in there as well, and that'll help you out a heck of a lot. Just adding in those few slight changes so it doesn't feel like the same cake layers going around the entire thing every single time, and it can really help your build out. And that, my friends, is gonna do it for today's video. I hope all these tips were helpful to you all to improve your building abilities. If any of you are guilty of doing these on your own builds, don't worry, a lot of people do it. I see them all the time from screenshots of people who are like, hey Whip, can you tell me how to improve my building or whatever it might be? I can guarantee at least some of these things apply to every single one that people reach out to me for of how to improve their builds. So I wanted to sum them all up, bring them all into one video here for you all to have this to go off of for your own stuff. And I think there's some pretty professional blind walking through our world here. But anyways, let me know if there's anything else you all would be interested in learning more about building things in Minecraft in general and stuff like that. I know the Whip redstone tutorials will be coming right around the corner as soon as we finish all these building ones. I can show you guys all the best redstone possible inside of the game. And yeah, be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you on the flip side.